Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nasrun Ahmed Ali bin Muhammad Nasir. My metric number is 293628. Okay, for introduction, regional development in Kuala Lumpur is an optical topic that covers various aspects of urbanization and urban growth, as well as the issue and problem arising from it. However, there are also effects of this problem and measures to overcome it. Kuala Lumpur, also known as the Klang Valley, is an urban agglomeration of 7,564 million people as of 2018. It is among the fastest growing metropolitan regions in Southeast Asia. Both in population and economic development, the city serves as cultural, financial, and economic center of Malaysia. Despite heartless, Kuala Lumpur addresses issues with sustainable urban development and technological integration, emphasizing its role as a complex case study in the pursuit of sustainable growth.
Hi, I'm Fadila Jihan, number metric 2759119. So now I will continue this presentation to the next slide, which is the problem and the factor. So in the early stage, no one could have imagined that a small town like Kuala Lumpur can be developed rapidly to become a city on par major airports in the world. So, over time, a large city like Kuala Lumpur can face various problems related to the growth development and urban government. Some common urban problems that Kuala Lumpur face are traffic congestion and economic inequality. So we move to the first problem, which is traffic congestion. So traffic congestion is a common problem in big city like Kuala Lumpur, which is everyone knows that Kuala Lumpur is the capital city of Malaysia. So traffic congestion caused by economic growth and urbanization. Rapid economic growth and urbanization can lead to increase in the number of vehicles on the street of Mud City. Transportation demand increase along with increase in population and economic activity. There are public transportation system, but public transportation system is less efficient and less attractive to resident can be measured case of dependence on cars. And mostly people in Kuala Lumpur choose their own transportation like cars or motorcycle. And also the lack of public transportation infrastructure can be a problem. That's why people more choose to use their own transportation. Alright, so we next to the second problem, which is economic inequality. So economic inequality is a complex problem involving difference in the distribution of income, economic opportunities, and access to resources. In Kuala Lumpur, as in many other big cities, there are several problems of economic inequality, namely the difference in income. There is inequality in income between economic group in Kuala Lumpur. Some group in society might experience much lower incomes than others, creating economic disparities, and also access and quality of education can also be a determining factor in economic inequality because they might have difficulty competing in job market. Next, access to job opportunities. Economic inequality can arise if there are gaps in access to employment opportunities. So that's all from me. I will pass to the next present.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Alizalika binti Zaridi. My number matric is 269145. I would like to talk about other factor which is education disparity and environmental issue. Education quality varies between developer and less developer cities, creating a divided in access to advanced technology, qualified teacher and resources. This disparity, as noted by Mokson Sang 1991, is a challenge in developing region where insufficient resource a higher caliber education. Factors like geography, finance, and socio-economic background become obstacles limiting access to quality education. The lack of internet access in compact populated areas can make it worse. Additionally, the shortage of qualified teachers contributes to the educational gap in developed cities. My name is Nur Alizalika binti Zaridi. My number matric is 269145. I would like to talk about other factors which is education disparity and environmental issue. Education quality varies between developer and less developed cities, creating a divide in access to advanced technology, qualified teacher and resources. This disparity, as noted by Mokson Sang 1991, is a challenge in developing regions where insufficient resource a higher caliber education. Factors like geography, finance, and socio-economic background become obstacles limiting access to quality education. The lack of internet access in compact populated areas can make it worse. Additionally, the shortage of qualified teachers can contribute to the educational gap in the developed cities. Next is environmental issues such as air and water pollution pose major challenge for industrial city like Kuala Lumpur. The city struggle with air pollution from rapid industry and transportation growth, contributing to health problem. Water pollution driven by agriculture and industrial waste affect human health and aquatic ecosystem. Uncontrolled urban growth is also accessible climate change, making the city warmer and affecting the availability of clean water, affecting the daily life of Kuala Lumpur resident. That's all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Mutawakil bin Abdul Fattah. My number matric 293657. Okay, I will present my part about implication of the problem and factor in Kuala Lumpur. Okay, for the first implication of the problem and factor about traffic congestion in Kuala Lumpur. As we know, traffic congestion in Kuala Lumpur is a serious issue that affect the economy, environment and quality of life of the resident. And some of implication are first is loss of productivity. According to a study, Malaysian in major towns spend an average of 2 hours in traffic congestion daily, resulting in losses of productivity of RM 5.51 billion a year. Okay, for the second implication in traffic congestion is air and noise pollution. Traffic congestion cause increased emission of greenhouse gases and other pollutants from vehicle, as well as increased noise levels, which can harm the health and well-being of the people and the environment. Okay, for the third one is inadequate public transport. Traffic congestion is partly caused by the inefficiency and unreliability of the public transport system, which discourage people from using it and increase the dependency on private vehicle. The public transport system also suffer from the poor connectivity, accessibility and safety issues, which limit its coverage and attractiveness. To address this implication, the government and the transport sector should implement policies and plan that aim to improve the public transport system, reduce the demand for private vehicle and promote sustainable and smart mobility solution. Okay, for the second implication of the problem and factor is economic inequality. Okay, economic inequality in Kuala Lumpur is a complex and multifaceted issue that has various implications for the society, economy and environment. Okay, some of the implications are social exclusion and polarization. Economic inequality can create a sense of relative deprivation and resentment among the disadvantaged group, especially the urban poor, who may feel marginalized and discriminated by the dominant group, such as the wealthy elite and ethnic Chinese. This can lead the social unrest by violence and extremism, as well as undermine social cohesion and trust. For the second is reduce economic growth and efficiency. Economic inequality can hamper economic growth and efficiency by creating barriers to access the education, health and other opportunities for the poor and the middle class. It can also reduce the incentive for innovation and entrepreneurship and increase the risk of corruption and rent seeking. Okay, for the last is environmental degradation and climate change. Economic inequality can exacerbate the environmental problem and challenge faced by Kuala Lumpur, such as air pollution, water scarcity, waste management and urban sprawl. It can also increase the vulnerability of the city and its inhabitants to the impact of climate change, such as flood, heatwave and disease. Okay, to address this implication, the government and the civil society should work together to promote more inclusive and equitable development by strengthening the social protection system, improving the quality and accessibility of public service, enhancing the participation and representation of the marginalized group, and implementing sustainable and low carbon solutions. The third implication of the problem and factor is educational disparities in Kuala Lumpur. As we know, educational disparities in Kuala Lumpur refer to the unequal access and outcome of education among different group of students, such as those from different socio-economic background, ethnicities, region or strata. And some of the implication of disparities are reduced social mobility and cohesion. Students from disadvantaged group may face barrier to pursue higher education or enter the labor market, limiting their opportunities and potential. This may also create social resentment and tension among different groups, undermining national unity and harmony. Okay, the second one is waste human capital and economic growth. Students from disadvantaged group may not be able to develop their skill and talent fully, resulting in lower productivity and innovation. This may also affect the competitiveness and resilience of the Malaysian economy in the face of globalization and technological change. For the last one is increased vulnerability and poverty. Students from disadvantaged group may be more exposed to the risk and shock because of the COVID-19 pandemic, such as school closed, learning losses, dropout and unemployment. This may also exacerbate the existing inequalities and poverty in the society. To addressing this educational disparity in Kuala Lumpur is vital for the well-being and development of the student, the society and also the nation. Okay, the last one for the implication of the problem and factor is environmental issue. Okay, environmental issue in Kuala Lumpur a result of rapid urbanization and development that have a negative impact on the natural and social environment. Okay, some of the implication are frequent floods. Kuala Lumpur is prone to flash floods due to its bowl-like topography, high rainfall, deforestation, and poor drainage system. Flood can cause damage to property, infrastructure, and livelihood, as well as pose health and safety risks to the resident. Second is traffic congestion. Kuala Lumpur suffer from several traffic congestion due to high dependency on private vehicle, inadequate public transport, and inefficient road network. Traffic congestion can lead to loss of productivity, air and noise pollution, stress and frustration, and increased greenhouse gas emissions. Okay, the last one is urban sprawl. Kuala Lumpur has expanded beyond its administrative boundary, encroaching into the surrounding rural area and green space. Urban sprawl can result in loss of agricultural lands, biodiversity, and ecosystem service, as well as increased energy consumption, land use conflict, and social inequality. Okay, to address this implication, Kuala Lumpur need to adopt a more holistic and sustainable approach to urban planning and management by improving the public transport system, reducing the demand for private vehicle, promoting compact and mixed-use development, preserving the natural and cultural heritage, enhancing the resilience and livability of the city, and engaging the stakeholder and communities in the decision making and implementation process.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Mazatu Atira binti Muhammad Jafri. My number matric 296064. I will continue my part, which is policy and strategic. My first point is public transportation improvement. I always do a maintenance for public transport so that no damage occurring during use. Community do not want to use public transportation because of the occurrence of sudden and frequent damage. They think the damage has wasted their time. This is because if the LRT or MRT is damaged in the middle of the railway tracks, civilians who are on rail transportation must do not go out and must wait in the carriage. Therefore, public transportation needs to be organized so that people do not feel hesitant to take it. This use of public transportation will show a high increase. If such public transportation is of higher quality in terms of less damage or even problems, the citizen will be more confident for using it. Next, public transport need to improve a more competitive movement schedule system. This is because when this schedule adjusts to the time, it will give a great incentive to use. This is because people can set aside their time to wait for public transportation to arrive and leave. If that time is not followed properly, it will cause the activity of someone to be interrupted. They prefer using this because they don't have to deal with traffic jams. And the price they have to pay for public transportation are also very cheap, which make them more affordable. Usually, this problem of delay will rise on buses because they are also on the highway. If the civilians choose to use bus, maybe the traffic jam will be reduced. The number of wheelchair in also reduced too. My second point is integrate spatial planning. Functional zoning is an important integrate strategy in spatial design, dividing areas into specific zones such as residential, commercial, recreation, help improve space functionality and facility access between these zones. Sustainable transportation should also be taken in spatial design. Facility for pedestrian, 5-foot and public transportation help reduce congestion and air pollution. Efficient transport system will benefit community and the environment. We can create space that meet the needs of community, stimulate economic growth, and preserve the natural environment. This holistic understanding is essential to ensure balanced and sustainable development for future generations. Next, encourage collaboration between different government departments to ensure a holistic approach to development. This is because each post has its own respective areas of responsibility that are interrelated and requires synergy with the overall development goals. Cooperation between government officials is instituted in the context of strategic alignment and development planning. Different departments, such as the Department of Urban and Village Planning, the Department of Irrigation and Sanitation, and the Department of Environment, needs to work together to ensure that physical and environmental development is well maintained. This includes sustainable urban design, efficient water resource management, and holistic environmental care. Third point is green infrastructure development. Reduce water pollution in the industrial sector. We need to create hydraulic sink pool and conduct periodically water treatment. This is because these pools are very useful for dumping chemical and pollutants such as heavy metals, organic material, and synthetic chemical before the water flow into the main water source. While the water from the plants needs to run a water treatment system to ensure that the wastewater is free of contaminants. This can also be counted as the use of biology system and advanced technology to process the water before it released into the river water pipes. The pollution problems and the quality of the water pH value will also the right direction. Next, preserve and maintain green area in the city. The green area of the city are the integrate parks and urban forests to increase biodiversity and preserve ecology. It can also help the protecting natural habits that government needs to guide the state forest and the forest reserve to make sure that the forest is not explored by the defector. Whatever they may also be related to the National Park Act 1980 and the Wildlife Conservation Act 2010. In addition, green plants that are planted and maintained are able to release more oxygen gas because the air pollution that occurs from the release of carbon monoxide gas by factory can be observed by green trees. Therefore, the government needs to encourage the replanting of green plants in urban area of every or even conduct an urban greening campaign by planting more than 100,000 trees in the time frame that can raising public awareness of this green plan is capable of reducing environmental problems. The ecosystem will also be more secure if the community take care of this.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Hashima binti Raslan, number matrix 296073. Today, I will present about regional development policy and strategy. This task, I point out three policy and strategy, which is economic diversifications, education and workforce development, and regional innovations. Economic diversification is referred to the diversity of economy in an area or countries such as agriculture, industries, and services. Among the economy diversification that can be done is to increase the type of economic activity in the city without only focus one type of economic sector only. For example, opening up the service and industry sector, such as increasing the number of factories in the area. This will help to enlargement and accelerate economic growth in the city of Kuala Lumpur. Second is education and workforce development. Education play an important role in workforce development. A quality education system provides skill, knowledge, and ability to individuals to contribute to the economy. Lastly is regional innovation. Regional innovation refer to the effort to develop and apply innovation at regional levels such as technology, economy, and social. In this context, the government must ensure to provide infrastructure, the facility that are complicated and can be used by all community and resident between roads, public transport, and also airport, that this will be able to increase the competitiveness of the regions. That's my point. Thank you.
The last one is conclusion. In conclusion, while Kuala Lumpur's regional development has pure economic growth, it also faces significant challenge. Addressing issues like traffic congestion, spatial planning, and sustainable development, and economic inequality requires collaborative effort and strategic measure. By focusing on sustainable development, equitable policies, and improved infrastructure, Kuala Lumpur can pave the way for a more inclusive and prosperous future. The findings stress the importance of collaborative effort, visionary policies, and a commitment to ensure Kuala Lumpur remains a resilient and inclusive model of urban living amid globalization and urbanization trend. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.